Driven steel tube piles belong to a pile system with a long tradition. This cast-in-situ steel pile has mainly been used in restoration, renovation and foundation repair projects, for which various mini piling rigs were developed. With large piling rigs, the steel tube piles can be driven into the soil in a single length in one go. After being driven, the casing is filled with concrete and reinforcement is inserted. The casing remains in the soil. Steel tube piles can also be driven vibration-free, but more of that later. The cast-in-situ formed pile systems are displacement systems. The combination of the steel tube piles and the mini piling rigs can also be deployed for small-scale new construction and renovation. Vroom's minis are all-rounders and excellently suited for indoor work such as foundation repair. Restoration and foundation repair usually involves difficult-to-reach areas with reduced movement and limited work heights. The smallest rigs with accessories can be delivered in a single container. This mini, less than 80 centimeters wide, can be driven in via the front door. The work height determines the length of the pipe segments that can be driven. They form the tube mantle for the concrete pile. The first section of the tube pile consists of a welded shoe, which closes the tube. Gravel, in the lowest segment, transfers the impact force to the entire casing. Each subsequent segment is spot welded in the same direction in the flare, and the seam is then welded watertight. Segment after segment, the steel pipe is driven into the soil. Later, the tube is cut off and checked to see if it is clean and dry. If a small piece of reinforcement is added, then the concrete is first poured, and afterwards the reinforcement is placed at the correct height in the concrete. If the tube pile is reinforced over its entire length, then the reinforcement is already in place before being driven. Vroom Funderingstechnieken is ready to support you with advice or a custom-made offer. Please go to our website for further information.